Hello, this is Hyuk. I'm here today to talk about a topic that is widely discussed amongst the Lost Ark community. Support shortage. Firstly, the difference between running a raid with only DPS versus with a support is like day and night. A support provides many things to allow the raid to go seamlessly, almost to the point where it's impossible to run new raids without them. The main few things that a support provides are defensive buffs, including shields and heals, the movement speed plus attack speed from the Yearning set, and lastly attack buffs. Lost Ark raid system was designed so that the amount of potions we use are limited. This means you can only get hit by the boss a certain amount of times. For melee classes, this is quite a challenge as the small patterns will eventually chip away at the HP very quickly. However, with the support in the party, there are times where players end up not even using a single potion. The Yearning set is a very crucial part of why DPS classes currently need supports. Some classes cannot function without the extra attack speed and movement speed that the Yearning set provides, especially classes that primarily focus on the specialization combat stat like Ignite or Sorceress. Also, some of the raids have mechanics where the Yearning movement speed buff becomes very helpful for slow classes like the Gunlancer. From this we can see that the game was designed in a way that a support is a mandatory requirement. Some would say that, why can't another DPS use the Yearning set? And the answer for that is yes, they can. However, this means they will be sacrificing their damage output to allow the rest of the party members to function. But ideally we would want to be in a world where everyone in the party can have a good time without the need to sacrifice their gameplay. So now you may ask, if supports are mandatory, why are there not enough supports? Well, the general consensus within the community is that the players prefer to play DPS classes over supports. Even though the ratio of DPS characters to supports in the Korean player base seems to be correct, in reality we are still playing Lobby Simulator and wasting majority of our time outside of the raids. The main reason that's common across many games is that the support playstyle is not as appealing and fun. Especially within the Lost Ark community, the playstyle is considered to feel very brain dead. Here are some of my thoughts on how this issue can be fixed. Games that allow you to drink potions in combat generally doesn't have a limit, which means without support heals it is possible to sustain yourself. This doesn't mean to remove healing from supports, but rather remove the high demand for heals from a support in a raid. Next is the Yearning buff. The Yearning buff should really not be a requirement for classes to function, it should honestly be built in within the classes. Recently there was an announcement on solo content being released next year. This means that classes that require the Yearning buff will definitely struggle to go through the solo content. But if we were to remove the Yearning set, what would the supports use? I believe this is where the playstyle of the supports could be redesigned. They could potentially become DPS classes similar to Gunlancers, where having them is a nice to have rather than a requirement. Another way this could be resolved is by merging the two parties in an 8-man raid into one, so that the raid would only have one support but could also have two supports. I sincerely hope that the future of Lost Ark will stop becoming a lobby simulator. Thank you for listening.